Hey everybody, back again with another small life and project announcement video. So if all goes well, this video goes live on the 12th of September, which would be today. But I've recorded this right at the end of August, this video, but if it goes live, it goes live. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But if it goes live, that means that I'm actually still gainfully employed finally at this point, because I've been looking for a job for a while and I just finally got hired and had been working for several weeks. And if this video goes live, it means that I'm actually still employed, which is really a big load off finally. So that means that I'm able to, just properly be in gainful employment. And so, as for the project announcement that I'm planning on doing, there will be potentially a couple of videos after this one, but then the next big project I'm going to be doing, which technically this video kind of hints at already, I'm going to be doing a huge Shantae-athon, which might have a couple of different videos going live in between the specific games, but otherwise I'm going to be playing all of the Shantae games in chronological order, not release order, because then things would be a bit kind of a hodgepodge mess. But otherwise I'll be playing the first game all the way to the last game in the series, because I figured it'd be, because I've recently got into this series after properly seeing it in action from another channel, by the channel of Dr. J, whom I'm subscribed to. And so I just got really hooked on this series because it actually is incredibly fun and it just has a very fun story. And I just figured it'd be a nice fit for my channel, so therefore just doing all the games in chronological order would make for an interesting experience. And it'd be nice to have a channel that would have all the games in one place, basically. And by the time this goes live, I should hopefully have the first few games done and recorded. But then I don't quite want it to be just only Shantae games that are going live, because I'll again try and alternate it with a few different projects here and there, which I'm still sorting out a little bit, but I figure once I at least get all the Shantae footage recorded, then that'll be good, because then those will at least be able to go live. But then most of all, it's also really good that I'm finally found a really decent paying job, and it gives me plenty of hours to still be able to actually continue doing videos for YouTube, because the fact is that I have, days where I'm not working, and it's a afternoon workplace, because of just how it is. It's only opens up in the afternoon, or no, not afternoon, it's an evening place. So therefore, I'm able to get a lot of stuff done in the morning and afternoon, and then just head off to work in the evening. So it's actually a really nice schedule set up in regards to my new job finally. But in regards to more projects that I'm planning on doing, one game that I want to do as of when this video was recorded had just received an update announcement, so by the time this video goes live, it should have most certainly had its update released, and I will have that one recorded. And hopefully it means that also once that update for that game is released, another update that I was waiting for another game by the same person is also released not long afterwards, so therefore that'll give me at least 2 games to do between, let's say, Shantae 1 and what I'm currently displaying here, Risky Revolution. So after that, I'm not quite sure what other games I want to do to intersperse between the remaining Shantae games, but I'll figure it out as I'm going along. So thinking about it, there is a game that would certainly be interspersing in between some of the Shantae games, but that won't happen till roughly the end of October, because actually that's when the game that I will want to record in between some of these only comes out at the very end of October, so that project is technically a ways off right now as of when this video was recorded and scheduled. So in the meantime, I need to figure out what games I want to record next in regards to going in between like a bulk of the other Shantae games. So I have roughly 3 to 4 games I need to pick to go between the remaining Shantae games after the first 2, because those are pretty much set unless the one update isn't released for quite a while afterwards, but we'll see how it goes from there. But otherwise, it's nice to finally be gainfully employed after all this time, so it means that I can finally start getting things I have been meaning to and putting off for a while, and it'll just mean I can also gradually get a steadier stream of things that I want to record for the channel down the line, because steadier income means I can get more projects. But then it's crazy thinking back on it, on how fast I got all the Shantae games right after properly being introduced to them for the first time, because yeah, I literally managed to get all of the released games before Risky's Revolution was released not that long ago, as of when this video was recorded. Which worked out for the best in the end, because after this had come out, I was actually finally working, and I managed to get this while it was on sale with my very first paycheck. But while I'm thinking of it, I don't know when I'll get around to it, but I do still plan on trying to record post-commentary tracks for a number of my videos on the channel, and I don't know when I'll feel actually up to doing it, but I will eventually try and start doing LPs in the future, but then they'll mostly be for games that I can record on the PC itself, because I don't quite have, well, actually I could actually do proper LPs with the console games at this point, because I actually have a decent phone after having to get it upgraded, so I can actually use a voice recording app on that and thus be able to actually record live commentary when playing my console games. So I don't know when I'll actually feel up to doing that, because I'm still kind of content just doing no commentary runs for the most part. But I at least have means to actually be able to do proper post commentary and Let's Play commentary for going forward at this point, so it's just a matter of being able to commit to it after a point when I feel ready. Otherwise, it's kind of it for the channel at this point, because yeah, finally have a job and I have an idea for a technical game-a-thon, and it'll be going in between, you know, the Shantae games and whatever other games I can think of. So I hope you're looking forward to what future content I'll be producing for the channel down the line. And that's roughly all I can really think to talk about for this video, so I'll just leave you with the gameplay footage with the audio fully restored currently, but also in the description there will be a non-commentary version if you want to, you know, watch the gameplay without my announcement commentary. So I hope you enjoy the next coming videos in the coming weeks and months from here on out. See you then.
you.